So I've watched the complete season and reunion of the whole Age of Attraction, and I have to say that this show is not realistic at all. You can't go from living in a bubble and doing all these things. Like, everything is forced. Like, from living in a bubble to living with each other to meeting each other's family at a time frame. Like, it's not realistic. I'm not shocked that only two relationships have last, but I don't see them lasting that long anyway. Or I haven't. I think that the more like I feel like no, I just feel like they're walking red flag relationships. I'm just saying. From Jorge and Vanelle, it like she said, I felt like he was talking at me. Yes, he's older than you. He's old enough to be your father. He has children your age. Like, what? Teresa and John, I just feel so embarrassed. You better just say embarrassed, because you're dating somebody that is younger than your oldest child. So you're dating your child. What are we doing? It's giving very much mommy and daddy issues. I'm sorry. Either you want to be the mommy or daddy, or you want to be treated like a child and have a mommy or a daddy. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that you can't be older than your spouse, but it's a difference between, 5, maybe 6 years, but 20 years, 18 years. No. It's like Libby and the other guy. You're 23 years old now, and he's 39, 38. No. And then they want to say, Jorge want to say, oh, the reason why our relationships didn't last is because of communication and maturity. It has nothing. In order to properly communicate, you have to have a certain level of maturity. And I'm not saying that you could be the same age and one be maturer than the other, because that happens a lot. Let's just face it. Women are older by age by a far. Like, I could be 37, but I'm 3 years older for sure. So my mind is there. But when you are that far in an age gap relationship, no. When you get into arguments, I believe that you will have respect for each other, but a lot of them, especially the younger ones, couldn't even emotionally communicate without feeling like they were getting talked down to. Like Vanessa and Logan. Every time they spoke, they got into a freaking argument. I don't even know how they still lasting. I don't see it lasting. I don't care if you put a ring on it or not. I don't see them lasting. And as far as Vanessa and Logan, I don't see them lasting because they're not living together. They're not integrating into each other's life on a daily basis. Just them living in an apartment, they couldn't do it. So I can't imagine living together. One of them are going to have to live like away from their family, or they're going to have to pick in the middle. But to rely on I don't see them lasting, because she has to have a level of patience that I don't foresee her having once they live together. I'm just saying. And I'm not shocked about Derrick and Pfeifer, because she was really battling with, am I really about to go play stepmom? And I'm only like 20 some years old. And I don't blame her. And then come to find out, she lives on a college campus with roommates. Like, she's really giving, I'm just a college kid, even though she might have graduated recently, but it's still very much, I'm in the college life. Ain't nobody trying to go be with no old man. And then you think about having family. I'm not saying you can't have a family, but in her case, she still could because she was younger. But think about like the other one where the woman is older and he ain't got no kids, like John and Theresa. Like, he might have been saying, I don't want no kids. And same thing for Logan and Vanessa. But as you mature, you start to change your mind in some cases. So I'm just like, nah. So I feel Pfeifer with Derrick. Like, what am I doing? Playing stepmom, and your kids are old enough to be my siblings. Like, no. And why do I have to uproot myself and come live with you? Like, no. I'm not, because your baggage is just so heavy. So I feel her on being like, I'm out. This ain't for me. But to be I don't see nothing wrong with age gap, but I feel like it's a certain number of, as far as the gap. You can't be a decade older than me. I'm just saying. Like, I could see maybe 4 years, maybe even 6, but a whole 10 years plus, no. It's just not going to work. Especially if I'm in my 20s and you are in your late 30s and 40s, like, and even 50s, and in some cases 60. Like, no. And I don't understand how Vanelle thought that 60-year-old man ain't had no kids. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he gaslights like nobody in the world, okay? I would be actually wondering, like, what happened in your life for you to have he got the gift of gab, but I do understand, and as far as them, I got where Jorge was saying, like, oh, I protect, like, I'm like, yes. He actually should have hooked up with Leah, if you want to be honest. Like, because that boy, Chris, I believe his name was Chris, he didn't want to be on relationship. He didn't want to be on there with her. That boy just wanted to be on TV. He wanted to be, he should have joined the challenge or something like that. But he just wanted to be on TV. He didn't want to be in a relationship, and he definitely didn't want to be in a relationship with Leah. He just, yeah, you could tell. And I don't understand how she couldn't tell that from the beginning. I don't care what he was saying to you. It was so obvious and so painful. It just gave cringe every time I seen those two on TV. The two couples that gave cringe were all of them, but the most was Leah and Chris. Pfeifer, the way she was talking to him, I was like, girl, bad. And Vanessa and Logan. And then it turned out, and then Vanelle, how she was with Jorge, no. Like, if this man trying to protect him, let him protect you. Like, what are we doing? But again, maturity. This show was a nightmare on Elm Street. I'm just saying, I would have never wished this, like I said, you got to be at least 6 years max, I feel like, and it will work. Unless you are really looking for us to play a certain role in the relationship, meaning you want to be treated where your your man is older and you want to be kind of like treated like, you got to know the agenda. I'm just saying. And if you want to be with a younger guy, you got to be ready for the immaturities of being with a younger guy. It's girls that's the same age as half of these guys that's young that don't even want to deal with them themselves. I can see why some women want to date older. But as far as women wanting to date younger, no. People having a harder enough time. No. But I can see why. But you got to have a lot of patience. And you have to know your role. Like, am I going to be taken care of? Because a lot of women that are young like to go for an older man because they feel like it's more security. They know who they are. They've lived a little bit of life. But like I said, it got to be a max when it comes to the age gap. It can't be this type of age gapping on this show. And again, everything was forced from meeting the family, living together. It wasn't going at a natural pace. And it just wasn't, it was like you living in a bubble, but real life isn't a bubble. So they need to figure out a way, if they're going to do a season 2, because I heard Chris was going to be on there, of some type of dating show. He may not even be season 2 of that. But they need to see, like, how they can make it more, like, relatable and realistic. I haven't even spoken on Theresa in time. My bad. If you are texting me and saying, I feel disgusted being with you, no. She was embarrassed from jump, and she was mad that Leah called her out on it. Like, girl, you didn't want to tell your kids because you knew your son was older than him and that your daughter could be dating him, not you. You were embarrassed. And if you're texting me that and we've been fighting about this, like, you didn't even want me to tell my parents, my sister and my mom, originally, when we were on the show, your age. You were embarrassed by it. Why you can't just acknowledge that? I'm embarrassed. I feel uncomfortable. If you are that uncomfortable, we don't need to be together. And I would have broke up with her too. With no explanation. You are saying it. I'm not about to keep begging you. You knew when we went into that room and I told you how old, and that was your time to say, I'm good, and not continue. But of course, you want to be drama. You want to be all of that. So, yeah, I knew they weren't going to last. She was too embarrassed and felt disgusted because she was just thinking, at your age, I was having my children that are your age. So, it ain't nothing wrong with that. But call a spade a spade. Like, quit acting like it has anything to do with the process. From jump, your initial reaction was, this is, like, it's cringe. And you should have rolled with it. But you're toxic. So, that's my thoughts on Age of Attraction. And what y'all thinking? Because I knew the show. I just wanted to see. I guess the curiosity of how could this work? But all the flags. From communication. You can't communicate if your maturity isn't there and you don't really know what to say, how to say it. Or hasn't went through enough experience to just know who you are. Like in your 20s, 20s is all about getting to know who you are outside of school. You just got out of high school, college. You need to figure out who you are. Go down that path. 30s is more of like, I know what I've experienced life. I know what I like. I know what I dislike. I know what. And as far as Libby and Andrew, baby girl, where's your daddy? Because it's a no. You old enough to be his kids, big older sis? No.